Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Al's Mike's podcast. It's a Music Friday, new Music Friday. How about that for September the 10th? September 10th. Thank you everybody thank you to everybody to listening from wherever you're listening from. East Coast, West Coast, North, South, and everywhere in between. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. And so today we have new releases for Regional Mexicano that I am recommending, so you guys could check it out. If you don't know my social media pages, Al's Mike's Podcast. That's the name of it on Facebook and Instagram. Forget my YouTube channel, same name, Al's Mike's Podcast. And all the music that I'm recommending, it's on the playlist, Al's Mike's playlist on Spotify. So if you have Spotify or don't have Spotify yet, it's for free, everybody. Of course, if you pay, you get more perks, no commercials. But all this music, it gets added to the playlist, Al's Mike's playlist. That's the name on Spotify. And you'll see all the recommendations from all the past weeks, past months. So you listen to older episodes or so of Music Friday. You'll see the music that gets recommended in there. The only way the music is not in there is because somehow Spotify has removed it from the playlist. So it has happened to some songs. I don't know if there's issues maybe with record labels or money distribution. It always has to be money. If everything moves, or not everything to move in this world, a lot of times you have to throw money at it, unfortunately. But yeah. I mean, you go with the whole rant about that, but yeah, this Music Friday, we got new music. I hope everybody's having a great weekend, having a great week. Everybody being safe, being sane, having a good time. Just past Labor Day weekend. Hopefully everybody has some good barbecues or whatever you guys did. If you did have a 3-day weekend, hopefully you enjoyed it. If you didn't have a 3-day weekend, well, you probably hate hearing about people that had a 3-day weekend. Hey, you'll get there. If it wasn't by choice, but hey, if you decided to work on it, well, hey, good for you. So a lot of stuff going on. There's baseball season's winding down. Football season's actually it started this first game. Not the Patriots. The Bucks beat the Cowboys. A lot of sad Cowboys fans out there. It's only one game, so que le echen ganas, ¿verdad? It was a good game. Unfortunately, I slept for half of it. I don't know why, but football just makes me sleepy. Me and my doggy Coqueta, we'll start watching football, and then she gets close to me. She gets sleepy. She gets warm. She's warm. And yeah, then I fall asleep as well. So I blame Coqueta. Joking aside, at the end, it was a good game. It was a quite exciting game. It came down to the last field goal. And the Bucks, they at the end they ended up with the ball and kicked the last 3 points and able to beat the Cowboys. And then the race for the West Coast, the Western division for baseball is really winding up. I mean, the Dodgers Giants, I believe they're a game and a half. Giants are first place right now. Dodgers are trailing, but it's becoming a really good race, interesting race. And then the race between the standings between the East Coast, the Red Sox and Yankees. That's becoming a good race as well. So quite exciting time for sports right now. So enough about sports and little news or stuff like that. We go to the new music that came out, that got released. So we're going to start off with one of my favorite conjuntos norteños. Los Austeros de Durango came out with a song called No Ocupo de Nadie. Title's quite, kind of tells you everything right there. Viste la verdad. The lyrics just says, no ocupo de nadie. Pretty self-explanatory. It's nicely written. Played real well. Grabado bien. So go and check it out. Los Austeros de Durango, No Ocupo de Nadie. And then one of my favorite grupos, whoever's been listening to his podcast, been recommending these guys quite a bit. Sacan mucho contenido, a lot of content. Los Maitos de Sinaloa, they came out with the album called Enfiestados Puras en Vivo. The CD's not bad. The album. I said I was gonna stop saying CD. The album is quite. It's good. But I especially recommend these 4 songs. Amigos de mi barriada. There you go. Amigos de mi barriada. It's a cover. A lot of people have seen that actually. La jaula de mis amores. That's another song. And then La ventana sónica. A cover. I heard it with Adán Sánchez. Pero él la tocó como zapateado. Estos la tocan más rancherita. Pero yeah, I know other artists have definitely seen this one. And then another song called No Habrá Manera. Todos son tocadas son las canciones de lista one I'm recommending. Son puras rancheritas. They're good songs. I think they're all covers. At least most of them. Pero hey, los Maitos de Sinaloa, I like how they play, what they sing. I like the style. So yeah, go and check it out. So Los Maitos de Sinaloa, Enfiestados Puras en Vivo is the name of the album. All right, so from here we go to Alfredo Olivas. He used to be known as Alfredito Olivas, but now I guess he's grown up. So Alfredo Olivas sings una canción que se llama Soy lo que vas. El estilo, a hint of country, but también la canción, either way, Alfredo Olivas has his own distinctive style. We heard past songs, como canta, el estilo. It's kind of cool because it's su propio estilo. Y ahorita, I think it's real hard for artists to get their own style because of, as a prime example, new artists, or let's just say musicians. Let's just say if you wanted to learn how to play an accordion, bass, bajo sexto, drums, but no, I'll keep it with the accordion. Right now you could easily go on YouTube, cómo tocar, let's just say la canción El Troquero. Right? You see the tutorial on YouTube. You learn it just how the guy's playing it. I'm not saying that's nothing bad. It's great to have all this information, all these tools available for you. Right? It's awesome, man. When I was playing band, I graduated in 2008. Right? So YouTube was just, I think they were still buffering. If anyone remembers that, right? Remember that? Remember we used to start a video, you pause it so it could load up, right? Load up, and then you see the shadow bar or the gray bar fill up, and then you press play, so you can watch the whole video, the whole 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute video. 5-minute video ya estaba largo. Uh, uh, and yeah, I mean, back so I played in my school band. I transitioned from playing saxophone to tuba. I always been fascinated. Always wanted to play tuba. It was so much fun. It was, you know, I wish I could get the extra money, extra income to buy me one. They're quite expensive. But man, I see other tuba players play, and then like I feel my lips kind of like tingle. Like man, I really want to play a tuba. Like I really want to play one. I really want to have one. Um, yeah. So I mean, that's just my own personal goal. Hopefully, one day get one. I know it's a huge instrument. It's a big investment. Pero a veces uno necesita quedarse los gustos, ¿verdad? Es una, of course, it's one of my goals. Of course, I think I think one as one grows up, I mean, yeah, there's different goals, but for hopefully get a house, get a car, you know, get that successful life, or when of course, if you get a house and a car, te está yendo bien, ¿verdad? Things are going good. Um, but then, other goals you have is like for me, it's like get a tuba, get a sousaphone. So back what I was saying about the information. Let's go. Ya me fui muy lejos. There's tutorials. There's tutorials. One of the YouTube, at least for tuba, let's just say, El Tubero de los Artistas. That's a YouTube channel. He shows you how to uh, play songs. De los tonos, los cambios, las escalas, the scales, the changes. Explains how to play tuba. In a norteño style or banda style, of course. And then there's another YouTube page called Como Tocar Tuba too. Como Tocar Tuba. There's another one. I mean, now there's tutorials all over the place and all this information, which I didn't have back in that time. You had to go to somebody or a banda and hopefully they'll try to teach you something. One time I tried unsuccessfully to go to not try out, but just see how it was with the banda. And ahí me dieron la tuba, and I was like, "Oh, we're gonna play this song," and I'm like, "I know where's the notes. You put the notes in front of me, I'll play it." Yeah, but de oído, yo no tenía oído. I didn't know what primera, segunda, tercera was. Los cambios, what notes to play. I mean, I could follow it, and I could follow it, and I had the beat. Yeah, pues eso sí, pero I wasn't playing the right notes. And then I remember seeing other musicians look at each other, as musicians, like there's a certain look you give out. Pues también no es menso, like uno mira también, and it's like, I told you guys, like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I know how to play it, but I just don't know. I just don't know the notes. I just didn't know that type of music. I didn't know the type of music. I didn't know how to play it correctly. And no, pues mira, imagínate si yo tuviera the information or the teaching tools that back then, or they're here now. It would have been way, 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 way easier. What I'm getting at is that, okay, so let's say I learn how to play tuba, with those tutorials. I'm going to play the style at first of how being taught, because that's the way uno aprende, right? Y ya más uno toca, uno toca, and then more you get comfortable, you add your own little spice to it, your own little your influences, like speaking about accordion, you you might start playing, como dijo, el troquero, like al estilo de Carlos y José, or, you know, este, los, ah, los huracanes del norte, como los huracanes, right? You might start playing it that way. But then you hear these other guys, como los amigueros de la sierra, you know, some other grupos playing it, or you hear the banda playing it, you know, and you might get something out of that. You know, even though it's another instrument, you might get a different adorno que maybe the trombone does it that you could do in an accordion. But then you make your own style, right? But what I'm saying is that, of course, you have to play, I believe you have to play quite a bit to get your own style. You know, so, because first you got to learn it, right? You got to learn the fundamentals, you got to learn how to play it. But then, once you learn how to play it, okay. But what are you going to add to it? What is your own, ¿cuál es el sazón que le vas a hacer? You know, what's the spices you're going to put on it? What's going to make it different from everybody else? And sometimes different is not perceived as good because some people are not used to it, you know. So that's where it's difficult too, because at first you might get judged for playing a little bit different, or why do you play this way? And you have to be mentally strong enough to be like, no, well, I'm trying this thing. And it's like, cuando sabes que the new thing you're trying is va a pegar o no, or if it actually does, I mean, if it actually doesn't sound good, you know. So I mean, music has certain rules, which is good. I mean, if you stay in el tono, en el cambio, it shouldn't sound bad, ¿verdad? Pero I think back then when you learned, you know, you had to do your own style. You know, because you had to find it yourself, or a teacher would find it for you, and then you have to just play it, and then discover yourself and los adornos, stuff like that. You know, you had to play it back. You know, over and over again. You know, if you heard a banda or a conjunto, to get por los arreglos and try to figure it out yourself. And maybe while you're trying to figure it out yourself, you came out with different adornos and stuff like that. Or now, I mean, it gets explained. You could pause the video. You could, you know, or you could even, you know, like for guitars or accordions. I mean, you could pause it, do it in slow motion, and you know, copy los adornos, and it's easy, and that's great. That's awesome. You know, the people have that tools and have that time. Like a drummer, like you could just see what they're actually doing. You can see a video of drummers actually doing un adorno or un arreglo. And I mean, you don't have to spend all that time trying to figure it out yourself. But then, you know, and that's awesome. But think about it too. If you spend the time practicing that adorno, you're practicing how to play. You're spending more time on your drums, on your instrument, and you might be learning new things. Te puede salir otra cosa, otro arreglo. Mira, I was doing this, and then this happened. You know, and then so how it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. But I mean, all this information, is it really bad? You know, so it's just a train of thought. You know, about creating different styles. You know, ahorita se está usando mucho como en conjunto el estilo de los canelos. It's real popular, and that's great. I love that style. Por mucho tiempo, el acordeón de teclas, like the piano accordion, was looked down upon. You know, no, si no es de botón, no. You know, se necesita que ser de teclas. No, de botón, no teclas, no. And now, you know, little by little, like, now everybody wants to play the teclas. but they're all kind of having the same style. They do that same adorno, la Canelos adorno when they hit a button. It's like they're playing a chord, which is playing like three different buttons at the same time, and then they switch the finger between, which is the same arreglo they're all doing. Sounds good, but it's like, guys, like distinguish yourself. But music is all, it's whatever's popular. That's what's gonna hit, and that's what people are gonna play. That's what people are gonna request. At the end of the day, the customer's paying, and you're gonna play what the customer wants. But so to roll all the way back to the original, that's Rabbi Alfredo Olivas has his own little style. You know when it's his song, the way it's composed, the way he sings it. Um, so I'm always curious when his new things come up. Some of them are hits. Some of them I don't like. Um, so I mean I'm not gonna bash him because I don't like it. I'm just not gonna recommend it. But it's just not in my gusto. But this one, it's something new. A little hint of country. Um, but yeah, I mean, either way, I mean, I'm a fan of his, and I like his style. I like that he has his own style. All right, so from there, let's go on. Oh, and the song, okay, it was Alfredo Olivas, Soy lo que vas. All right, so from here we go to two songs from this guy named Edgardo Nunez. Edgardo Nunez. Album's called Me Metí a la Mafia. And the two songs that I like from it son Seguimos Sumando y Si no arriesgas, no ganas. Son two corridos. I wouldn't say like a old school feel to it, but it's like a classic corrido feel. You know, recommend it. It's not bad. It's not bad. Go and check it out. This guy has other albums on his collection. Go and check it out. Pero sí, estas dos canciones from his new album called the album's called Me Metí a la Mafia. I believe that's one of the songs. He's named it. One of the songs called Me Metí a la Mafia. But the two songs that I recommend from that album's Seguimos Sumando y Si no arriesgas, no ganas. Which is that's a pro and a con. Es verdad, a veces tienes que arriesgarte. It doesn't have to be in a sense of life. Sometimes you have to step out of a comfort zone to try something new. Y a veces, you have to, step up and, ¿cómo dice? Arriesgarte. And not be afraid of what people might tell you or there's always going to be people saying negative stuff about whatever you're doing or talking behind your back. But I mean, you can't, stuff like that you can't control. You just got to plow ahead, ¿verdad? And hopefully there's, people around you supporting you, and keep the people there supporting you. That quote unquote have your back, ¿verdad? All right, so from here we go to it's conjunto called Los de la Norte. They came out with a single called Al Estilo Jalisco. So it's a good song. I mean, if you got family or you got people or somebody that are proudly from El Estado de Jalisco, shout out to Familia Rosas y Buen Rostro. This is a pretty cool song. It's una rancherita, but I mean, guy sings about how he's proud to be from Jalisco, and and los palenques and y los bailes y escuchar banda and stuff like that, and está bien la canción. So yeah, just go and check it out. Está buena la canción, Al Estilo Jalisco, Los del La Norte. All right, and to finish it off, we have I think the first time I recommend a song from these guys is La Activa Banda San Jose de Mesillas. Man, could you put a longer name? I think they used to have a longer name. Um, and I'm I'm recommending the cover. How about that? Something new, huh? Um, it came out with the album called Ya Solo Eres Mi Ex. That was the title of their song or so. Yeah. So the only one I like from that CD is called Pajarillo, which is a cover. A lot of people are saying that. Yeah, so go and check it out. So La Adictiva Banda San Jose de Mesillas singing Pajarillo. All right, so that ends up my recommendations of new songs. And I'm gonna recommend this grupo, which if you're my age group, you're 90s babies, 80s, 70s, you know, your parents probably listen to this grupo, and you probably listen to it too as well. I'm talking about Los Humildes. Este, they were just called Los Humildes, and they broke up, and Los Humildes de esta persona, or whatever. Now, I'm talking about the originals, Los Humildes. They had a concept of, como decían, no grupo eléctrico, right? But they had, instead of bajo sexto, they had a electric guitar, and they had piano, but they had an accordion too. Piano de teclas. And I mean, they, what I've heard is they were huge in the 80s. Yeah, I mean, they were huge in the 80s. They had, you know, they just, some of their hits. I mean, it's Besos y Copas, Ambición, Amor Limosnero. Um, what is it? Para la raza del barrio. A ver, ¿cuál es más? Even Sing Rosita de Olvido. Yeah, I mean, they have all these great songs, and the guys sing really, really good. I mean, I think if you start hearing this music, you start, oh man, música pa trapear con eso, o pa limpiar, ¿verdad? Because, I mean, it was on the radio, it's quite popular. And I just remember my parent, my not much my parents, my dad, Corny, Mr. Cornelio, really liking this grupo, and hearing the music, and liking this kind of. I think for them, this is like, um, as much as they kind of got into something that I don't say regional mexicano, right? But you put a little electric guitar there. A little different than norteño, even though it's norteño based. But yeah, I mean, I talked to my dad like, hey, what artist would you like to see? Because like especially with the los bookies coming out with their with their tour, their sold out concerts. And my dad's not a real bookies fan, but he likes this, like Los Humildes. I believe another artist was just called Los Potros, Los Felinos. Yeah, so esos grupos, that I think they're being somewhat forgotten, but they definitely have their moments. You never know, the music could always come back. Um, so yeah, so I'm gonna put some of their music on the playlist. Yeah, I enjoy it. I remember when I was younger, I used to hate it. Not hate it, okay? I would just, next, please. But now, you grow an appreciation for it now that you don't listen to it too as much. But yeah, so I'm going to add some Los Humildes to the playlist. All right, so, pues hay de todo un poco. Added to this Alice Mike's playlist on Spotify. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This Saturday, we're having Corny's going to have a birthday celebration, and man, do I have my work cut out ahead for me. Man, I'm doing a barbecue fest for that guy. Of course, I wish I could do more, but yeah. So I'm what's the list of it? I'm making I'm gonna put some chicken in the barbecue, doing some pork ribs, jalapeno poppers, and I'm doing the cream cheese with chorizo. So that should be delicious. First time I'm doing it too. So if it's not successful, trust me, you'll know. you guys will know. A ver qué más. Oh, and I'm doing tri-tip. And tri-tip, yeah. And then skirt steak, some pieces of skirt steak, and of course, birthday boy's gonna get a big ribeye just for him, cooked by yours truly. If your mouth ain't watering yet, I don't know what will. And then making some frijoles puercos as well. So we don't know what frijoles puercos are beans. It's like refried beans with chorizo, and then you cut little slices of jalapeno in there, and some not olives. Oh man, I forgot the name of it, but yes. So that's gonna be the sides, of course. Garlic bread. I don't know, some type of bread. I think it's called garlic bread. And some salad, And then my nephew's group, I think their name is Alianza de Oro. They're gonna have their second performance. Guy's been practicing a lot. So si tocan bien, there'll be a video on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. Si no tocan bien, pues there'll be no video on my YouTube channel. I don't want to embarrass them. Muchachos are trying. Poquito a poquito, they're learning. But yeah, they're gonna viene aquí a tocarle a su grandpa happy birthday at least. Y have a good time. So yeah, that's a ver qué pasa. All right, everybody, thank you everybody for listening to this podcast. Hopefully you enjoyed it and enjoyed the recommendations. Remember, social media, Facebook and Instagram's name is Alice Mike's Podcast. Don't forget to like, follow, and share. YouTube channel, Alice Mike's Podcast. Added some videos of La Boda de Oro de mi papá Nacho y mamá Choy. Yeah, the banda playing Amor de Madre and El Bandolero. Go and check it out. Yeah, and again, and then I want to give a shout out. Congratulations to JC Herrera Trucking on acquiring a new truck, brand new spanking truck. I believe it's a Peterbilt. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. So, I want to give a shout out to them. Acquiring their brand new truck. And yeah, of course, thanks for the support. Then don't forget about Smart Stop Insurance. Thank you. And of course, CA Truck Lines as well. And Central Coast, Jam Pro of Central Coast as well. Thank you so much for the support. All the encouragement. All right, everybody take care. Have a good one. Be safe, be sane. And like I finish it, don't forget to smile. If nobody smiles back, Get in front of a mirror and smile. Somebody will be smiling back at you, right? All right, everybody. Take care. All right, Sammy. Say goodbye.